The NFL is no stranger to controversy, but the latest uproar surrounds not just its athletes or games, but its television coverage. NBC has come under fire from Donald Trump supporters for giving the former president minimal screen time during the Jets vs. Steelers game, especially in contrast to the extensive attention Taylor Swift has received at Chiefs games supporting Travis Kelce. Donald Trump's appearance at the New York Jets vs. Pittsburgh Steelers game on Sunday night sparked a wave of backlash, not for his attendance, but for NBC's limited coverage of it. Trump, seated in the stands at Acrisure Stadium, was briefly shown on screen once during the game, despite garnering attention from fans in the stadium who chanted USA in his presence. Trump supporters took to social media to criticize NBC for what they viewed as a deliberate snub, especially in light of how frequently Taylor Swift is featured at Kansas City Chiefs games. The disparity between Swift's frequent appearances during broadcasts and Trump's brief moment became the center of a growing debate over media bias and celebrity culture within sports broadcasting. During the game, video footage shared by Trump's deputy director of communications, Margot Martin, captured fans enthusiastically waving at the former president, their chants of USA echoing through the stadium. This scene quickly went viral, drawing attention to the brief and seemingly reluctant appearance NBC gave Trump on its broadcast. Trump's appearance, according to fans, was fleeting, just a few seconds at the end of the first quarter, leaving his supporters frustrated. Comparisons to Taylor Swift's frequent airtime during Chiefs games were inevitable. NBC, which often dedicates multiple segments to Swift cheering on Travis Kelce, sparked outrage among Trump's fans who expected more substantial coverage for a former U.S. president attending the game. John Lefevre, an author, retweeted Martin's video on X, highlighting the discrepancy. On average, NBC shows Taylor Swift 7 times during an NFL broadcast. Tonight, they showed Trump only once, and just for a few seconds. His post quickly gained traction, with many agreeing that NBC's coverage choices were reflective of a larger issue. Comments flooded social media, with one fan remarking, if it was Taylor Swift, they would have dedicated a 3-minute segment to it, while others criticized the network for downplaying Trump's presence at the game. The stark contrast between Trump's brief appearance and Swift's frequent features has stirred an ongoing conversation about media priorities and celebrity influence in sports. Adding fuel to the fire, notable conservative commentator Charlie Kirk shared footage of the Steelers crowd chanting USA in honor of Trump, captioning it, "Actual footage of the Steelers game tonight NBC won't show you." The response from Trump's base was swift, as they expressed their dissatisfaction with what they saw as unfair treatment compared to Swift's adoration on screen. Meanwhile, Swift herself has become a polarizing figure not just for her constant appearances during Chiefs games but also due to her political views. Her vocal support of Kamala Harris, Trump's political rival in the upcoming election, stands in stark contrast to the stance of Brittany Mahomes, wife of Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who has publicly supported Trump. This political tension further ignited the debate about how figures like Trump and Swift are portrayed on sports broadcasts. For Trump, Sunday night's game was more than just a chance to watch football, it was an opportunity to connect with his base ahead of a pivotal election. Having spent considerable time in Pennsylvania to win back the state he lost in 2020, Trump's appearance at Acrisure Stadium was carefully timed. Adding to the spectacle, former NFL player Antonio Brown, a controversial figure in his own right, spoke at one of Trump's rallies earlier that weekend, further solidifying Trump's ties to the sports world. Brown's speech, which mocked Democrat candidates Kamala Harris and Tim Walz, set the tone for the weekend, as Trump continued to court support from football fans in this key swing state. Trump's affinity for sports is well known, and his involvement with high-profile athletes like UFC President Dana White and San Francisco 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy has become part of his broader appeal. But even as he uses these connections to bolster his political profile, the contrasting treatment of figures like Swift and Trump at NFL games exposes the deep divisions in how media portrays celebrity and political figures. The uproar over NBC's limited coverage of Donald Trump at the Jets vs. Steelers game highlights the broader tensions in today's media landscape. As Trump supporters draw comparisons to Taylor Swift's frequent appearances at Chiefs games, the debate over media fairness and celebrity influence continues to grow. In an era where both sports and politics are deeply intertwined, the attention, or lack thereof, given to high-profile figures like Trump and Swift reveals much about how they are perceived in the public eye. As the 2024 election looms, these moments on screen may carry more weight than ever before.